So I made a video explaining that about 3% of recipients sue their donors for child support. Depending on how well you protect yourself and all the things you do, we teach that in the Open Donor Association, you can make sure to mitigate that risk. You might not be able to delete it. However, I got a really good question or message down here. It says that I should do this math with marriage. How many wives sue for child support, and what is the average total lifetime payout for comparison? Because I know a lot of donors out there who would love to do more, love to be better donors, love to put themselves out more, but they're worried about child support. And same for generally high value men. We're not gonna make it a secret. Women in the reproductive marketplace, they want healthy, high value men. They want men that are stable and good role models, especially if they're open donors. If they're anonymous donors, they can be a little bit goofy because you don't know them anyways. You just want healthy genes. But if they're open donors, you want the best you can get. So a lot of these high value, super healthy men that would have a lot of demand in the reproductive marketplace are worried to go into the reproductive marketplace as an open donor because of the child support. It's probably one of the biggest worries or fears these donors have, the small percentage of donors that get sued for child support. Again, there's a lot you can do to mitigate that risk. In my case, there's really nothing recipients could do if they wanted to sue me. I would just be out, no assets, different passport, other country. Depending on your situation, you might not be able to delete that risk. However, I would still like to give you the chance and compare the reproductive marketplace to the marriage marketplace, because as I know, high value men are very sought after in the reproductive marketplace, but also in the marriage marketplace. The marriage marketplace is a mix of the sexual marketplace and the reproductive marketplace, which explains why high value, healthy men are in high demand in the marriage marketplace as well. Now, we already know that the chances of being sued as a donor is between 1% and 5%, depending on how well you prepare yourself, how you screen the recipients. You might be able to get it close to zero, depending on your life situation. In the marriage marketplace, however, the chances of getting divorced and then paying child support is about 50% to get divorced, right? And then another 43% that you have to pay child support. So in case you don't have custody of your children and you get divorced, the chances, and you could compare that slightly with being a donor, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't really have custody. You might see your kids every 2 weeks, which is more than a donor still, but it's still far away from being like an in-person father, dad to the children. So you can really see that if you are really open to marriage and having children being married, which I think is great and wonderful and I support, then you shouldn't be scared to be a donor.